And in the bottom right, we have my guy, TheoRy. One of the very, very, very best infernals out there. If not the best. TheoRy has like a pretty insane record. Just winning tournament after tournament. Definitely been around since the very founding of Stormgate. And then we also have Percival. Not doing so hot in his round one. Seems to have had some troubles, showed up a little late. Had to get disqualified from game one. And then his other two games, just too much pressure was put on him. Or the first game, too much pressure was put on him. The second game, he just like overextended a little bit with his exos without quick draw hustle. So hopefully he's stabilized. Hopefully he's not too tilted. I'm gonna love to see what he does this game. So we do see this is not cross spawns, so the players will be pretty close by. TheoRy is opening up with that double vault, creating this cute little wall on the natural high ground ramp. Nothing too wild. Interesting to note, he has built his meat farm in the main. We do see a lot of people throwing it down at this health camp. Especially TheoRy, I believe I often see like the meat farm here and then another structure here to create a wall. Oh, we're actually going heavy on the Lancers, though. Already on 3. So are we going to see, like, a Lancer timing? Biolab is coming down. I don't think this is for transitioning to Exos, so I think we will see kinetic redirection soon, I imagine. Interesting. Maybe... Maybe the Lancers are better... Oh, and as I say that, we see the Exo transition. Caster Curse. Okay, so they're just choosing to go for a very stable triple Lancer. Should give him decent creeping capability while he transitions up to those Exos. TheoRy already grabbing a Shrine, following up with a Conclave. Not going to be getting too crazy. Ooh, it looks like he is going to go over here, try to contest the health camp, but I think it's a little too late. I doubt those Fiends will be able to get in there. Actually going to lose one. Ever so slightly sloppy. But yeah, on Lost Hope, there are just a ton of camps. So you definitely want to be getting out on the map. Start taking them as soon as possible. That is of critical importance. I have music on for this. Much better. Grabbing that quick ritual chamber. Teching up to the speed gaunts. Nothing groundbreaking here. But yeah, it does seem like TheoRy is like playing pretty defensive here. He's giving a lot of respect to the two barracks Exos. As he should. But, I mean, it definitely does hurt here, allowing your opponent to just grab every camp on the map. It's not where you want to be. In fact, like, I think I've seen TheoRy go for 3 vault on this map before, just to guarantee he can get every camp. Yeah, mixing it up. I mean, it's interesting, because on this map you do want to, as I've been saying, get out on there. But you also have, like, a pretty defensive, you know, 3-base layout. I mean, you can even grab this, although it's not as safe as it would seem. It's pretty easy to cut through the trees. Something to note here, actually, is even with vertical spawns, horizontal spawns are turned off, by the way. Wait, hold on a sec. It seems like we're going to see a little bit of aggression. Oh, backing off. So, it's not completely mirrored. So TheoRy actually has like a very short run by to get into his opponent's 4th, if he chooses to break down these trees, while Percival has to go like all all the way down here. So I definitely think these positions favor TheoRy. And like I really like that. You just grab like a single Magmadon, you push out, maybe with the speed gaunts. I think it definitely puts your opponent in a very tight spot, especially because so many players rely rely on the static defense at the natural. You often find that the main is just completely bare. Hellforge coming down. We've been seeing that earlier and earlier lately. Wonder if he will be grabbing the Brute upgrade at all, or just going straight for the Magmadon upgrade. Although I've been seeing Magmadons less and less in this matchup. They're just so kiteable. Like, you really do need to either come with the sick flank or have some Harbingers drop them. You can't just build them and hope for the best. So I actually imagine this might be for a quick Brute upgrade. Yes. Yes, Queen. Sundering Soul Frenzy. Not the most impactful upgrade in the world, but it is 25 Luminite, 25 Ore. You can't beat that. It's practically free. And also the Hellforge is super cheap too. It's just 100 Luminite. Doesn't even cost Ore. I think he'll just be grabbing his health camp. I can't imagine him trying to fight up this wall with the Shroud Stone. Ooh, we do see a single Hellborn. I do like this a lot. Just gonna be able to get some consistent damage. Ooh, Shroud Stone's gonna go down pretty quick. Does throw down the Super Shroud Stone immediately. That is very nice. We'll need to pull the Hellborn back a little. It's gonna be tough fighting into this choke. The Hellborn should be able to get pretty good shots. Yeah, I don't think you can fight into here. And behind this, TheoRy has grabbed his third. So he is in a decent economic position. Should be a little bit ahead even. But, I mean, that's the issue with building the vaults on the ramp, is they're kind of forfeit once your opponent has any reasonable number of exos. So this is suddenly going to get really tough, rebuilding them on the back end, but I don't know how much production he has behind this. Oh, he has Flaming Imps, and they're coming in and actually getting great connections! Very, very solid, but the Lancers are just fucking holding, and because he doesn't have those vaults, he won't be able to pump out the Brutes, mostly dealing with them with the Gaunts. But actually, this is just enough to push him back, it looks like. We do see some reinforcing Lancers, but that has actually bought a lot of time. Flaming Imps coming in clutch. Looks like, was that a Hellspawn Resurgent for workers? Interesting. Ooh, another fucking really nice Flame Imp. Second one going down. Yeah, no, there's only a couple Exos here. And are they actually going to get caught? Yeah, no, these units seem like they're a little bit free. Fiends actually can't really wrap around them. But I don't know. These are on the map. Okay, he only has 2 Brutes though, so you shouldn't be able to really chase this. But I mean, Percival has to fall back. There's no way. I'm a little scared for these Gaunts. Maybe they're overstepping. They do not have speed yet, so definitely can get a couple of them picked off. Lancer's back out at the last second. Yeah, so we're finally seeing a third go down for Percival, but what's the economy looking like for TheoRy? Oh, behind all this, he actually got a lot of workers on that third. TheoRy is nearing full saturation. Okay, we got a game. That was a tight hold by TheoRy. When did he... So he actually got the Flaming Imp upgrade, Flame On, before he got Reaper Rush. That is a very interesting call to make. I mean, common sense seems to be you want to rush out Reaper Rush. Rush the rush as soon as possible. I mean, getting the extra movement speed on the Gaunts is incredible. It allows you to dive on top of the Exos. It allows you the possibility of retreating. You just need it. You need it. But instead getting the very clutch, oh my god, we're going to see some Imp drops too. I love it. Man, we have not seen enough Flame On ever since release, really. Pardon got it nerfed back in Elephant. Had like a really sick like 7-minute timing where he just busts down the fucking whatchamacallit, sentry post. Ooh, getting some decent connects with the Imps. takes out about half of the loom line, and we have just enough gaunts so that these bobs are infested. A couple of fiends popping out. Will have to pop on back, but I think he's going to be pretty happy with that damage. Grabbing the 4th, too. Yeah, I'm really liking TheoRy's position. Doing a great job of scouting all the other bases. Lost Hope is a map that it's really easy to lose track of where your opponent's economically, so you absolutely do need to be scouring the map, making sure there's nothing, he didn't sneak nothing out. Because if you keep tabs on it, it is actually really difficult to get, I mean, even your 4th base, because, like, this isn't, as I said earlier, trees are an illusion. Once you're in the mid-game, trees don't mean shit. So this base really isn't actually as safe as you would think. So you kind of need to expand early onto one of the other corners of the map and set up defensively. Otherwise, like, how do you get out there? How do you sneak 5 workers all the way over here without your opponent intercepting at mid-map? Oh, we actually see a scrapyard in the middle of the map with a single sentry post next to it. This is adorable. Very cute. I have no idea what a single sentry post is going to do, but I like the idea. Okay, we do see a mech bay, as well as the machine lab going to... Oh! Got that at the very last second. Some sick connects with the flame imps. We'll be getting out of there. Now, something to note is don't get too excited. These aren't banelings. You're trading workers for workers. But it might not actually be a bad trade, just because TheoRy is on 4 bases. So he's able to replenish those workers a lot faster. But, yeah, the imps, not only are you expending the worker, but it also costs 20 Ethereum. So they certainly are not free. So I think he does want to be getting slightly bigger hits. But, I mean, it's keeping his opponent on his toes. I think that's kind of what's allowing him to expand as quickly as he has. So I really like the maneuvers. And, of course, it's TheoRy, so we see some weavers mixed in. We do not see enough weavers. People have this, ever since the bug that doesn't let them walk over units, it seems like most people has just kind of abandoned the idea of weavers, except in, like, really desperate situations. But yeah, I really like this. We'll allow him to at least attempt to abduct the Atlas. Ooh, the weavers are caught out on the side, though. We'll kind of force TheoRy to push forward. That being said, weavers are pretty tanky. Hellborns start attacking. We have 5 of them, it looks like. Getting some really nice shots down. I say that, but the Atlas is absolutely demolishing this front line of brutes. Looks... Yeah, Percival seems to be jockeying about, undecided as to whether he's going to move in or not. Looks like he's going to try to get a few shots. I hear imps exploding, but I know not where. Oh, it looks like over here. I guess they're global. You can hear them anywhere. I mean, that's kind of convenient. Ooh! And Shroud weaves his way out of there. Yeah, just contesting this ramp, but with this many Hellborn, I think he'll be fine. I'm not particularly worried for him. Now, something that does concern me is, as I was saying earlier, you really do need to see these corner bases coming down. I would have liked to have seen TheoRy to sneak out a single imp, start taking that. But as it is, TheoRy's got a very scary army. Ooh, we haven't seen miasma dropping down. Okay, this is absolutely going to force Percival back at the very least. Even seeing some Shadow Flyers joining the fray. Going to keep that evac just on the back line. Will not be able to get his Atlas straight into the front. Some decent shots by Atlas, but I think the Gaunts are going to be able to get on top of it soon. Yeah, no, this is a great fight. And in theory, he's almost doubling Percival in supply. After, like, a very clutch early game defense, TheoRy is just absolutely fucking taking command of this game. Yeah, and with this many Fiends, they're doing a great job chasing. Doesn't look like any of the Exos will be able to get away. Ooh. Evacs, even taking a lot of damage, will be evac'd out of there. Ho ho ho. Yeah, wow. So is TheoRy just going to press his advantage? Is he going to try to expand behind this? I mean, he has a decent number of Hellborn, so I mean, why not? Just at least start putting pressure onto the natural. You do not want Percival to be able to get that, massive exos up. Like, right now, we only have Medtechs and some Atlases. That is not where you want to be. Don't know exactly what those fiends found. They found something. Yep. And once TheoRy is able to grab the center and really get that ore up, it's just going to be Hellborn after Hellborn after Hellborn. And I imagine we'll even be seeing a Dragon... Oh my god, is this a misclick, or did TheoRy build a Spriggan? I mean, the Spriggans are not the worst against the evacs. They are heavy, and you do want to deny them. So, maybe a couple Spriggan's not the worst decision. But yeah, pushing his way forward. Hellborns are not getting critical shots, but at least getting some damage. Which, I mean, when you're this far ahead, you'll take anything. We'll be pulling back. Weaver obviously will not be able to get away. Probably should have dropped that effigy. Speed these bad boys up. So we'll be losing 2 Weavers. Not the biggest of deals. Weavers are surprisingly cheap for as large as and imposing as they are. Finally, TheoRy will be grabbing one of those corner bases. Oh yeah. Wow. We are seeing a lot of Imps mining ore. And I mean, and he also has, the Flame On upgrade. So, like, even if you overmake Imps, your workers are also army, which is really sick. I think more and more players should kind of leverage that ability. Okay, looks like we are, did see a Flame Imp drop. Okay, we actually have some Hornets to defend against this stuff. That's very cute. And the Hornets should also help defend the evacs. So we're actually seeing like a, I wouldn't say an air transition, but at least some heavy support from the air. Very neat. TheoRy is knocking on the front door again. Howdy. And this is going to be a pretty tough defense. Ooh. Getting some really nice shots off there. A lot of the bobs going down. Yep. Good micro on the evacs, but not quite enough. TheoRy takes it. Okay. Taking it to game 2. We are on Broken Crown. Now, I was saying earlier that Broken Crown is a map that can kind of get split down the middle. When I said that, I was thinking of TheoRy, because if there is a man that can take it to that late game and just hold on and build up that insane army and just siege here, just slowly creep their way across the map, it is TheoRy. So there is a decent chance that we'll be seeing something like that. Sticking to that double vault opening. I mean, that's just so standard at this point. The double vault allows you to creep so quickly, and it allows you to feel very safe. It just gives you a little bit of everything. You tech up your gaunts like a little slower, but it gives you just too big of an early game advantage. Yeah, isn't that insane? I cannot believe that this is Losers Bracket Round 1. That makes no sense to me. Absolutely 0 sense. I should not be seeing TheoRy here. Yeah, and I mean, that means one of these players is just going to be out, which, that's insane. I mean, this could be the finals. Percival and TheoRy, absolutely top-tier players. Very best of the best. Looks like the openings are pretty standard. What is this? Yeah, 3 Lancer into Exos seems to be the way. Why is there no sound? Why is there never any sound? Why? Oh, did I? How? Okay, whatever. I didn't close the game and reopen it. Why would the sound be borked? I hope people could hear shit last game. Oh. That's good. Fuck, last game was so hype. TheoRy going for that shrine again. Not going too crazy aggressive, just wants that nice, safe opener that allows him to get on the map a little bit. And then retreating, kind of pulling into a defensive formation once the exo count starts going up. Does not want to be punished. A little bit of fiend harass over here. Nothing major. Okay. For a second there, Percival was not mining ore. Just retreating them from the fiends. Virtual chamber going down. Yep. Super stock standard so far. Just running it back. Broken Crown, a very different map than Lost Hope, though, so most likely will not play out quite the same. Yeah, that's a good point, Snockstar. This is actually super annoying, just how close the Luminite is to the edge. There's a lot of ways you can abuse it. And we're actually... Okay. I was scared that the first Iron Vault's gonna go down. You know, last game we saw that, but it was much later. You cannot be losing the vaults this quickly. Wait, one is dropping down. I like popping out the Magmadon to try to defend it, but... Yeah, I don't know. The Magmadon is not what you want. Like, it buys you a little bit of time, but that's just about it. You're not killing army with that. Pushes the Lancer back. Hopefully the Shroudstone can keep him alive. He's rebuilding this vault on the high ground, but I mean, all he's got is a vault and a conclave. This is not looking good, and this isn't something insane. By the way, Percival has a base coming behind this. Decent stomp from the Magmadon. I mean, that's about as good as you can hope for. And the Exos are actually backed into a corner. I think there was a misstep here from Percival, avoiding the Super Shroudstone, but never mind. He just has too much. I think this game's already over. I mean, if there's a person that could pull it back together, you know, TheoRy is pretty clutch when fighting from behind, but I mean, there's just nothing, and he doesn't have the production to start popping things out. And he doesn't have the Animus for Hellspawn Resurgence quite yet. Okay, grabbing a Weaver is not the worst idea. Will be able to, at least dealing with these kiting units, put an end to them. So, I mean, I think he'll be able to deal with this small army here, but, like, at what cost? Like, literally, actually he has a lot of imps. Where have all these imps come from? Okay, he's lost a lot of production, he's been forced back, but this game's actually way closer than I thought. Remaining units starting to go down. I can't imagine these two Lancers escaping. Yeah, TheoRy's got a saturated Luminite line and like a super saturated Therium line over here. So this is not the worst. Percival did get his natural down at this time as well, though. But yeah, this is definitely a playable position. Yeah, absolutely. You do not want to be on the same eco versus Vanguard. I mean, Vanguard's able to stay on one base for so long. They're extra scary once they've got their nat up. So you definitely do want to be at least like half a base ahead. So don't get me wrong, this is a bad position, but this is playable. This is playable. As I said, especially from TheoRy. Like, this is... TheoRy particularly excels in these types of situations. So I actually have a surprising amount of faith in his ability to bring this game back. I was about to say, when will Percival take his third? And he's actually going to be right on top of it. His third's going to be completed before TheoRy's, so just keeping that economic engine going. This is a very early Twilight Spire, though. What? Okay. Okay. Going for the Harbinger drops. Yeah, okay. And yet again, he went for Flame On before Reaper Rush. Oh, before Plague Axis even in this case. He goes straight up to Flame On. That's so sick. Well, I mean, TheoRy does train with Parting, so... this makes sense. Ooh! Now, the Harbingers are scary. The Exos pop them so quickly. Need to be very careful. And that kind of tips Percival off, so he will be a lot more prepared. Yeah, very unlucky. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what theory... so, I think this is a better map for fighting back, because TheoRy could just be very slow and methodical, and creeping, you know, not creeping in the case of taking camps or whatever, but just slowly grabbing his bases one by one, throwing some Shroud Stones down, turtling behind some Hellborn, some Weavers to tank maybe, keeping on a little bit of pressure with the Harbingers. So, like, this is a map that TheoRy could take advantage of to bring him back from an impossible situation. But yeah, I don't know. It is possible that I'm just the biggest TheoRy fan ever, and I'm just going through a whole bunch of copium. But I mean, he looked like he was in a very bad spot the previous game as well. And I mean, all things considered, at the very least, Percival's army is not that scary. Ooh, looks like we might get some big hits here. His detonations are super late. I think he had a great opportunity there, and he kind of squandered it. I think he really needed those hits there. Okay, we are seeing an attack into the third. Luckily, TheoRy isn't too far away. Should be able to push this back. Shroudstone does go down, though. Nice little pick off. Some imp explosions, but just hitting the Lancers in the front. No, it's not 50 Therium. It's like 20, right? Can I check? I'm certain it's not 50. There's no way. Yeah, it's 20 or 25. It sometimes feels like 50. Like, when you're in a position where you're like, fuck, I need to survive, let me just pop my imps. Yeah, you know, when you're running that low on gas, it definitely can feel like it's the most expensive thing in the world. Fucking buying Lamborghinis. We do see TheoRy taking his fourth. And, yeah, like, this setup is very defensible. So we'll see. Percival doing a great job controlling the map. Ooh, even so good, splitting his army in two. For even more efficiency. You see this surprisingly little. I feel like as people get comfortable with the game, we're going to see more and more splitting up for camps. I hear explosions. Looks like they got a little less than half of the Luminite line. Decent hit. Do see Vulcans joining the battlefield. Yeah, but all things considered, as I said, Percival does not have a scary army right now. I just look at the supply. This is not looking good. But yeah, Percival will not be able to break him. Not for a while. Ooh, two-pronged attack, though. Going in from this right side as well. Shrine taking some heavy damage. We'll be able to pick off a few workers, but I mean, this is mostly medtechs. This is actually not the greatest split in the world. Team's coming in, seeing what they can do. You know, this attack at the front is actually requiring a lot more of his attention than I ever imagined. I guess without the Shroud Stone, I mean, he just doesn't have a lot of damage coming out. Weavers are providing a lot of tank. Okay, Super Shroud Stone being dropped. We'll finally fend this off. But we have all the reinforcements coming to the right side. We'll be able to crush that fourth. And now this is looking really bad. I'm no longer confident in TheoRy's ability to fight his way back from this. Especially if Percival just kind of camps here and doesn't let the space finish again. Ooh, looks like this Harbinger's going to get popped off. That was one of the few things that TheoRy had to leverage to keep him in the game. Just hopefully keep his opponent on his side of the map. But yeah, no. Percival has crossed his T's, dotted his I's. And, I mean, this is all TheoRy has. A single Hellborn in a dream. I mean, we'll be able to grab this Vulcan. But, I mean, these Exos are just going to crush everything. Diving deep. Ooh, really great Flame-On connections, though. That is exactly what he needed, but even still, I don't think it's enough. GG. Okay. Game 3. Titan's Causeway. Let us see what is up. Now, this map is kind of insane. Rush distance is pretty short. And in addition, like, the rush is, like, all along one line, whether you go for the left or the right. So, don't really need to worry too much about counterattacks. So, we see a lot of aggressive strategies on this map. Especially because, like, at least the first couple bases aren't too defensible. Yeah. Now, let's see what these players have cooking. I wouldn't mind even seeing, like, a 3-vault shenanigans. Yeah, we're seeing more and more meat farms in the main, actually. It used to be, like, so popular. Like, you absolutely had to get your meat farm down on the map. Either here, if you're being a pussy, or if you're a real man, just throw it down here. Although that's more for the other matchups. Yep. Opening up with this 2-racks biolab. Imagine Percival. Well, actually, Percival's dropped down a lot more dogs this game. Is it possible he's gonna grab the dog upgrade and keep on pumping them out? No. Looks like that was just... Yeah, actually, I wonder why the adjustment is. What is the advantage to getting a bunch of dogs out rather than a bunch of Lancers? I mean, you only really need one Lancer to tank the creep camps. Maybe it's just a little more aggressive of a map, so he feels the need to get a couple extra early units before he transitions to the Exos. I'm gonna go with that. Conclave being thrown down before the Shrine this time. So it looks like TheoRy will be putting on a little extra aggression. I like to see it. In Stormgate, you absolutely do have to play to the map. You cannot just blindly do the same strategy no matter what. All the maps are widely different and require different things of you. Oh, yeah, and another thing is the speed camps in the center increase the rush distance, or reduce the rush distance even more, so you can just zoom to the other side of the map. Fucking Lightning McQueen it. Ciao. Yeah. Both players seem to have almost identical creeping timing. So, I imagine if you're going for 3 production, you have to go for an attack soon. Yeah, okay, it looks like he's going to get this camp. It's already cut through here, so hopefully we'll take this and just rush across. I don't think you would want to expand behind it, although maybe... I don't know, he's grabbing the ritual chamber, so he's not going for something immediate, he's gonna at least have to wait like another minute. Fight going through the center. Exo's getting a fair bit of damage. I feel like, yeah, TheoRy has to retreat. Just can't contest kiting advantage from the Exos. Gaunts do not have Reaper Rush yet. Although, to note, we do not see Quick Draw Hustle as of yet. Is not even on the way. Just a little too expensive to get off of one base. And behind this, we actually see base number 2 coming down from Percival. Very much liking to expand behind his attacks. Yep, did not want to be losing that Conclave. We'll be coming back to contest it. Ooh, and we actually see some early splits. Oh, Percival is caught. This actually could be... Yeah, no, especially if he gets on top of the Exos, the Gaunts are going to start doing some really good damage. It looks like the Gaunts were focusing on the Lancer, though. That is not what you want. Gaunts do 50% extra bonus damage versus light. Popping those Exos as soon as possible is super important, especially because the Lancers have the bonus armor versus the Gaunts in particular. Okay, we're seeing an Emergency Weaver, but TheoRy doesn't have an army left. GG. Oof. Okay. We're taking it to Secluded Grove. Now I imagine we're going to see a longer game here. Definitely a map that I have seen go late many times. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, hopefully TheoRy can figure out something with dealing with these early game shenanigans. I mean, it feels so weird. It's not like Percival's like breaking out anything new or crazy. He's just kind of building Exos and then winning. And you know, this isn't something that TheoRy hasn't seen before. So, very worrisome that he doesn't have a good solution for this, it seems. Opening up heavy dogs this time, though. Interesting adjustment. Oh yeah, we're not even seeing a single Lancer. We're going pure dog right now. This might be a result of there not being a good wall on this map. You definitely need to get a little creative. Like, I mean, just look how much you have to deal with. So, dogs can be very difficult to fend off on this map. So I like this choice quite a bit. Very early biolab. If you're going for this many dogs, you do need to grab that upgrade as soon as possible. Ooh, oh, dog goes down. That was so close. Just literally a millisecond from getting that health pickup. Love to see it. Fuck them dogs. Hexen will have to weave out of there. Actually, it might get picked. No, gets out with 31 HP. Very close one. You do not want to be losing the Hexen early. There's like so much snowball potential from it. Like, you just get so much value over time. Score is Percival 2-1. Like the position of the Shroud Stone. Taking it very slow and steady. Now, has he confirmed that he's playing against dogs this time? Or does he just assume Maven? Ooh, we're actually rushing up to Hellforge, getting that early Sunring Soul Frenzy. I really only see TheoRy do this. Like, no one really respects the brute upgrades, but it's so cheap. It's so cheap. Why wouldn't you go for it? And then right after you get Soulforge Ascendants, literally getting 50% more Fiends? That sounds good to me. Ooh, man. I never looked at these. The Unstable mass icon. Pretty sick. They honestly have some great icons in this game. Fiend running by, getting confirmation. Huh. Yeah. Dogs. Lots of dogs. Even more dogs. Ooh. Skip and quick draw hustle going straight up to medtech adept training. Oh, by the way, holy shit, this build's fast. Oh, I guess it's being boosted by the solar habitat. What was that, a 30-second upgrade? Crazy. That's interesting. Dogs straight into medtech. I see this in Vanguard versus Vanguard a lot. I don't think I've seen it in VVI. By the way, do we have like a standard? Is it IVV or VVI? This is a super early Hellborn, and an odd situation to get it in, too. What are you doing here, TheoRy? Oh, yeah, I always forget that Hellborn can knock down trees. We'll be grabbing this Therium camp. This is a little scary, though. I mean, you have some slow units, and you're very far away from your natural. Especially with, like, dogs running around. This is definitely a risk. Long-distance mining the ore. Not the biggest fan of this. I mean, in, like, a situation like this pretty early on, you have to do it. But I think you get that shrine pretty early. That's a huge distance to be mining. I would love to see, some stats on exactly how less effective this is than the normal amount of distance. A very passive game so far. Especially considering how many dogs were built. Oh, and going right up to Mech Bay. Yeah, this is interesting. Dogs straight into medtechs before exos into Mech Bay. Yeah, I don't know. Percival's cooking. And I love to see what he cooks up. It's funny though, like we saw Percival like doing some unique things in his first series and just got absolutely wrecked for it. But you know, this series he was more than happy to just do stock standard stuff and just kill. But definitely seeing a mix-up now. We'll see if that ends up working out. Sometimes people get too creative for their own good. Sometimes you need to keep it simple, stupid. TheoRy does get that third base up and does grab that shrine at the ore. So, well stocked on economy. Why are we seeing a second ritual chamber here? Oh, we're only getting plague axes now, so he's trying to catch up. I guess wants to get miasma as soon as possible. Plus, he does love that flame on upgrade. Can we see if he has that already? No. He does have the Twilight Spire, so yeah, TheoRy really likes going for these Harbingers early, which I really like. I miss them. It just gives you... Otherwise, Infernal units are so slow that you kind of just need to turtle into endgame. This allows you to at least put some amount of pressure on your opponent, which then buys you time to either get out on the map or grab some extra expands. Like, I think people were resistant to it because they were just so spoiled in the previous versions of this game, where you could get, used to be able to get the Doombringer off the, fucking Conclave. Like, you didn't even need a Spire. Ooh, okay. Force Shrine will be going down real quick. But, I mean, it's actually better if your opponent catches it early. Gives you time to just go somewhere else and remake it. These brutes are overstepping a little bit. We see, like, a lot of Weavers, actually. Yeah, I really love how TheoRy plays. He doesn't really give a crap what compositions other people are going for. He just loves his fucking Weavers. And I like it because, I mean, the main advantage of Vanguard is you can never just engage their army. So, Weavers at least guarantee you a couple kills every time they move in. And I mean, sometimes it's all you need. Like, just making your opponent trade at least a little, rather than continuously getting free damage. Do see a Vulcan here, but the Vulcan's not going to do much. The Weavers, especially with 3 of them here, counter the shit out of it. Would love to see some effigies here. I don't care about the effigies too much. You know, a little bit of extra shroud is cool, but when you have the Weavers, it's absolutely necessary. You need to, like, I just start creeping the map. Every time it's off cooldown, I'm expanding it. Makes your Weavers so much better. Drags in a Vulcan, but it immediately gets a shield thrown down on it. Weavers are turning to fight. Ooh. I hear some imps. Does not look like they got a lot of damage. I think this is actually a decent fight for TheoRy. I mean, he's got 4 Hellborn. The Weavers are doing a good job tanking. Getting some good hits. That Vulcan needs to go down. The Nano Swarm is able to keep it running for quite a bit, but does eventually burst through it. Okay. Percival's forced to retreat. But yeah, I mean, TheoRy has been unable to take a 4th, though. Percival's still also on 3 bases, but you definitely want to start be getting ahead economically as Infernal. Dogs in main. Oh shit, I totally missed that. Okay, we're starting to see this rally. Oh, okay. We already have the Atlas drop ready. Looks like the main is fine, but it's possible he just rebuilt it. TheoRy has so many shrines that even if you lose a bunch of workers, you can just repopulate real quick. You do not want to be tiptoeing around once the Atlases are down. Anytime you commit, you want to really commit. Even the miasmas aren't so good. The Hexen just become very vulnerable. So he does have Weavers, which you think would be the counter to the Atlases, but you can just pick them up right before the lash hits. Not to say that's the easiest thing in the world, but neither is it the hardest. Ooh, we're actually seeing a little bit of a Fiend run by. Oh, he'll actually be able to get the Hanger Bay, it looks like. That's surprising. Yeah, no, there's enough Fiends here that should just go down. Right? 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 What the fuck? God damn it. That's upsetting. Yeah, Fiend run bys never fucking do shit. Garbage unit. Okay. Wait, that did go down. He picked the one up in the back. Okay. That's a great pick. Can't really hope to get more than that. Grab some med tech. Yeah, I mean, just getting a little bit of value here and there. Can't really fight into this because of the miasma. Yeah, I mean, this is kind of a situation where, like, neither player wants to step on the other's territory. You'll get, like, just absolutely evaporated from the Atlases. And you also don't want to be fighting in the farts. Vanguard indeed OP. But yeah, the Atlases are just so hard to deal with, and he even has some Hornets defending it. We are seeing some Shadow Flyers added on, but I don't know. I don't think I've ever actually seen Shadow Flyers kill an evac. The evacs are so quick. It does at least get one of the Hornets. So the Shadow Flyers don't kill the evacs, but it at least forces them to not get so aggressive in your face. So they definitely do play a role, but not as effective as one would hope. We do see quite a few Shroud Stuns here. Oh, and with Flame on, he should be able to defend, pushing him back. Get some decent connections on the Lancers, at least. Ooh, and the army is split, pulling back with this army on the left while countering over here. Yet again, though, the counter force is mostly medtechs. You generally want medtechs to be with the main force. It's gonna take quite a while for these guys to do anything. That was a little awkward. TheoRy running through this army. Percival's 4th is finally up. Oh, and TheoRy's taken this base over here. Looks like maybe some imps blew up over here, trying to defend this. But yeah, I mean, there's just not a lot of DPS on this side of the army. We'll be able to cut it off. We'll be at least able to grab that. His Hellborns are pretty far forward, but I mean, he's actually able to get into the fight. He's doing pretty good damage. Even the Weavers are getting in. Really needs to drop an effigy. Shield on the Hornet, making it survive forever. Like, literally all the gaunts are firing on it, and it's still staying alive. Ability's crazy. Good shot off on the gaunts. Yeah, this will be pushed back. And, I mean, if TheoRy can get in position to where he can, like, start dropping Miasma in Percival's 4th. Oh, but there's double fucking flat cannon, Rampart nearby. Yeah, definitely want to chill. But yeah, I mean, TheoRy has got the top left base as well. He's actually in a pretty good position. This is where you want to be economically. Is he even thinking about taking the center, maybe? Yeah, we might see a split map scenario. That would be pretty hype. Seeing a lot of production being thrown down, kind of haphazardly, just randomly, around that 5th base. Main is mined out. We'll be wanting to transfer these workers sooner rather than later. How is Percival's not mined out? Shadow Flyers look like they picked off a Hornet, maybe 2. Evacs stay alive, though. Probably will be seeing a lot of pressure on this 4th. Where's TheoRy's army? Oh, okay, it's right nearby. We'll be pushed back. Atlases get some good shots off, though. Yeah, that's simply not enough. I think Percival's definitely overextending, especially with the splits. Those Fiends are so speedy with the upgrade. Yeah, getting a crazy surround. Everything's gonna go down here. Do we see a counterattack on the right? Yeah, but, like, what is that? 5 Lancers and some Exos? That's not a problem. No static D over here, though. I will say that's a little bit of a vulnerability. But, I mean, TheoRy's able to just pop back around. And, I mean, there's not really much of a retreat path for this army. So, yet another half of... Ooh! Some nice connects with the Flame on. Alright, in the very least, he's getting a lot of damage with these Atlases. TheoRy reacts pretty quickly, not letting too many workers go down. Oh my god, TheoRy's even grabbing the other one. This is interesting, no one's going for the center. I actually kind of like this, especially versus Atlases. The center is so vulnerable. Oh, I guess there's enough Hellborn that... Yeah, I guess the center is just not a viable base in this type of game. Yeah, that's just some sick play from me. Ooh, really good shots off on these imps. Almost every worker going down. That is absolutely the type of pick-offs you need to make if Percival wants to stay in this game. I mean, at this point, his main is mined out. Post be getting further and further behind economically. TheoRy's taken every base aside from the center. Fiends running through. Looks like... Okay. Evac comes in to rescue him at the very last second. Ooh, that was close. But all the while, TheoRy's pushing forward. We'll be able to move those miasmas forward. Yeah, you need to retreat. And as you retreat, TheoRy will be able to get his army a little closer. Gonna be putting a lot of pressure onto this 3rd base. Oh my god, the single Spriggan again? Ooh, Spriggan 2 and 3. Okay, okay. TheoRy's mad that Elf was the first person to ever break out the Spriggans. Hey, I can do it too. Actually, I feel like maybe I did see Spriggans in a TheoRy game before. He does like mixing them in these late game scenarios. And actually, they're doing a pretty good job. I do not mind them. But yeah, TheoRy has absolutely broken this base. I cannot imagine fighting back from this position. well ahead in army, well ahead in economy. Yeah, I mean, the Atlas can get a bunch of really value shots, and we do see another one joining the fray. But, I mean, this base is forfeit in the very least. And that would put that Percival down on 2 mining bases. I mean, there are a lot of valuable units here. Maybe if he's able to push through. No, I mean, there's like 7 exos left or something. That will be GG. Percival, a very tenacious player, does not like leaving the game until it is absolutely 100% over. I mean, I respect it. It's a very valuable game. We are at the season finals. Don't want to be messing around. Yeah, there are a lot of Atlases. And actually, it does look like all these very valuable units from TheoRy are going down. In fact, he's only got a 30 supply lead. And Percival's taking the center. Okay. This is kind of the Hail Mary play that he needs. If he is able to hold this, he could come back in this game, but That's a big if. That is a really big if. Oh, will this single fiend get this Atlas? Ooh, just barely. Yeah, Theory's even saturated on the side bases. Naturals run out, but Percival's naturals also ran out, so he's literally only on this base right now, was unable to take the center. Okay. There's only so much I can hype this game up. This GG will be going to game 5. Man, what an amazing series to see in round 1 lower bracket. I am far too lucky. GG. Percival is lame and didn't go for the quick health camp fast expand. It's just too cool not to do. I'm not actually sure what matchups it's good in, but I do it every single matchup no matter what. I mean, what a unique strat. Killing your first camp with workers? Ooh, gives me shivers just thinking about it. Yeah, we are in match point, and the loser of this is just out of the fucking tournament. We could have TheoRy just immediately go out. We could have Percival immediately go out. Neither of those things is right. That just shouldn't happen. This is so bizarre that we see these two players playing here. Or seeing the meat farm at this health camp. I mean, on this map, it's like completely free. Why wouldn't you put your meat farm here? Ooh, looks like we are going the dog route this time. I like it. Pretty big open map. Oh, and we are seeing a pretty fast shrine. Looks like it was after 3 brutes? 2 brutes? Yeah, probably 2 brutes. This Hexen is completely out of energy. Alright, going for the full wall. Dropping the Conclave there. So this is actually going to work out this game. Going for the wall. His opponent's going for dogs. So he shouldn't be punished too hard by the Exos, at least at the beginning of the game. We might see an Exo timing later, but you can afford to lose your wall then. But definitely had a couple very tragic games where TheoRy threw down the wall at the ramp and just got him picked off by Exos immediately, and, like, how do you come back from that? I definitely do wonder if it is just a gamble. Because it's very early, you know, when you throw those buildings down. So you don't really have the opportunity to scout your opponent. So I feel like you just need to intuit whether your opponent's going for dogs or not. Oh yeah, we're seeing a wall on both sides. Ooh, and the Hellforge being part of the wall. Also, ooh, a Hellforge. That's so quick. I love it. Fiends running on by. Will not be able to get much, as Bobs are completely immortal. But we'll at least get a little bit of scouting information. Huh. You built dogs, and then you built more dogs. Who would oh my god, he does get a Bob! Wow, TheoRy is a god. That should not have happened. These imps are not actually rallied to this. Okay. Drops the immediate Hellspawn resurgence. That actually makes such a big difference. I remember seeing a laser play like a lot of mirrors, and his opponent just didn't drop the Hellspawn resurgence immediately, and they just got, like, crazy far behind. Like, after 2 minutes, they were like 10 supply behind, and then it become 20. So, that very first Hellspawn resurgence is absolutely integral. After that, maybe, you know, you think about keeping the Animus around for the Super Shroud Stone and whatnot. But at the very beginning of the game, being able to pump out an extra 3 imps is pretty sick. Oh, yet again, TheoRy's playing scared. I mean, you kind of have to, especially versus this many dogs. The Gaunts just, like, immediately die. Ooh, okay, we're seeing the double ritual chamber. We've been seeing more of this. This allows you to get miasma up, like, crazy early. Oop. Quick draw hustle coming down. So, we're seeing an exo transition now. Not going too ham on the dogs. Oh, and we're also seeing a full wall from Percival. I mean, grabbing the full wall as Vanguard is not as much of a commitment, because you do have a lot of ranged options for dealing with anything attacking up into it. And also, Infernal just doesn't have anything aside from Hellborn with any amount of range. So cannot really exploit it the way Vanguard can. Seeing a lot of hands being thrown down. I'm not sure exactly what it means. I think it's just a glitch where, like, if you press Alt, sometimes shit just starts coming out. I don't know. Maybe they're just letting me know what's going on. If I ping, can the players see it? So we are seeing both players stick on their 2 bases. Alright, we already have Soulforge Ascendants. Yeah, that's super interesting. Going for, like, the first 2 Brood upgrades, like, very quick, and then going into double Ritual Chamber. Very novel. And we can see even now, like, he only has 4 Gaunts, going way heavier on the Brutes. And I really do like this versus the dogs in particular. The dogs just cannot fight Brutes. It is not allowed. Yeah, TheoRy getting onto the map at least a little bit. Can't get too bold at this point. We are seeing the 3rd being thrown down, and it will be over here. This can be a little difficult to defend. It's, like, quite a distance away from your natural, or your main, I suppose. I often see people going for this base instead, but I mean, if you are taking this base, you really do need to be aggressive and contesting mid-map. But this is very vulnerable to counterattacks and the such. It is also on the low ground, which is kind of a pain in the ass. Yeah, very passive game so far. Both players giving each other a lot of respect. Miasma's finishing, Reaper Rush finishing soon as well. So, TheoRy is teched up. He's got exactly all the tools he wants. Miasma being thrown down, but that Hexen is too close to the front. Miasmas will force Percival back, but can't really fight into this. So, both players will just kind of poke each other. Fight over this vision camp a bit. Ooh, pulls that Hexen back at the last second. Well done. Looks like the dogs are hunting for it, and they get it. Ooh, a nice little pick off. TheoRy is forced to retreat. Oh, yet again, we're missing a rally. Ooh, does TheoRy see this? Okay, yeah, he's getting his army in position. I mean, this can be a tough one, and we don't see any Shroud Stones. I really would like at least just one piece of Static D. Super Shroud Stone going down, though. Pretty good Miasma. With the second one coming down soon. Ooh, and we're actually getting a lot of splits. We're going to see us around. Nope, not quite. I mean, this is the nice thing about the Brute upgrades. And I think that is why TheoRy goes for it, is it actually allows you to punish the Vanguard. Oh my god, he's put himself in a really bad position. He is absolutely trapped, at least until the Fiends go down, forcing him to sit in a fart cloud. All that being said, no, it looks like Percival is slowly being picked off. All that's left is really medtechs, and that's very valuable to be losing. Ooh, Percival has a third behind it, but he has no army to defend it. I think the counterattack's just gonna kill him. TheoRy doubling his supply. Yeah, no, Percival stepped a little too hard, and just, yet again, we've seen this before. Sometimes he, like, backs up into a wall, and TheoRy is just all too quick about getting that Fiend Surround. Nah, splitting Brutes is not bait. Like, y'all just don't have the brain that TheoRy has. Okay, it does feel bad, especially if they have, like, a couple Lancers. They just chew through the Fiends so quick that you can escape them. But if you're able to get the right positioning, you just win the game. Yeah, Snockstar, I think you just need to play like TheoRy. I think that's the issue. Because, like, TheoRy truly believes in it. He fucking literally rushes the wait, what's the first one called? Sundering Soul Frenzy. Like, that is the first upgrade he gets. So, there has to be something behind it. Like, I know people are saying, oh, this upgrade should be removed from the game, it's so shit. People just haven't given enough of a try. Yeah, no, more and more people should do it. And it yet again, it is so cheap. It is no investment to grab it. We'll be seeing this V5 rocket launcher slowly making its way across the map. Hopefully that will be somewhat helpful. Unfortunately, it does have ADHD and just chases down whatever unit it sees nearby. So it is just going to get slowly picked off by the Lancer. Especially because it has a minimum range. Ooh, Lancer actually pussies out. We'll be running into the Shroud Stone. That does get the Scout at the very least. Yeah, the rocket launchers are actually useless. They need to fix the AI of it. Lancer denies the space for now. Yeah, I mean, theories. It's interesting that he didn't go for the counterattack. I mean, Percival's army was absolutely decimated. I think I would have liked to see a little more pressure go down. But I mean, his economy is just all over the place at this point. Banking a grand and a half. Yoink! Grabbing a med tech. Hopefully he'll grab a Vulcan. Yeah, you can't fight into this. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. You're not allowed to fight into this. One of the Vulcan gets picked. Does get the shield down. Going to be very difficult to pick off. Nanoswarm down on it as well. Yeah, look, the entire army's firing on it more or less, and it's still... Look at it go! Second Vulcan coming up, but this is just not enough. And we're going to see these Fiends wrap around, and I think that's going to be it. Yeah, no, this army is going down. Percival will be out. Ooh, evacing 4 of the medtechs. Very clutch save. But I mean, congrats. You saved 4 medtechs. Where's the rest of your army? I mean, we have an Atlas. It is very difficult to attack into an Atlas. But I mean, TheoRy doesn't even need to attack. He has everything. I would like him to even take this space. I think if you just control it here, you like don't really need to worry about it too much. Oh, yeah, I mean, TheoRy taking it slow and steady. Ain't nothing wrong with that. as these fiends position for a possible run by. Whoa, Snoxstar. Don't say shit like that. Oh, dogs do not need a buff. Absolutely not. Fucking, if dogs get a buff, I'm moving on to Immortal Gates of Pyre. I am done with this game. Percival's trying to push through the center. And, I mean, TheoRy's backing up more than he really needs to. Are seeing some Spriggans joining the fray. Yeah, we've now seen, what, 3 games with Spriggans? Kind of crazy after going so long without him. Oh, diving on top is getting good connections on the Exos. Lancers in the back, unfortunately. Shield down on the Atlas. Will be getting picked off, though. Getting some nice shots onto the Gaunts. But, I mean, it's just not enough. TheoRy is surrounding. More and more Gaunts joining the fray. I mean, the Hellborn just can't be taken out. Getting some great pot shots. The Atlas in the back is doing quite a bit, but the Fiends from the left side finally running by. Got a Dragon as well. There's just not enough anti-air to deal with it. And that'll be GG. TheoRy takes it. What a close fucking series. Holy crap. Poor Percival, though. This is definitely not how he imagined this tournament would be going. Getting knocked out immediately. Losing upper rounds 1, going straight to the loser's match. Gets taken out by TheoRy. I mean, oh, okay, well, I lost my first match. You know, whatever. I'll take it back in the losers. I'm playing against who? The fuck? How unfortunate. GG. Congratulations, TheoRy.